And we're back. Welcome to Show About Shows. It's episode 13, Unlucky 13th.
Absolutely. Unlucky, because we're doing this almost like freeform today.
Freeform, we don't have a top 5. We're just going to talk about some news, some BO, box office,
and
things we've seen this week, things coming out next week.
And just see how it goes. And
love, life, the meaning of... No? Not this week?
What, love and life?
And the meaning of life?
Well, I don't know. You know, we're right now, we have Eat, Pray, Love. Ryan, he's still out there
touring the world,
trying to figure out what's going on for us. So
I swear to God, if Brian doesn't bring back some souvenirs...
Ryan said he would be bringing us a kimono, maybe. So
I'm down. I will wear that kimono.
I will wear that kimono as well.
That'll be my new shtick in RPW.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're your hosts. This is, of course, JPO, Jordan Pearson, joined by my main man,
Dutch McAllister.
Dutch McAllister, not his real name. I'm just playing. Yes, it is. Or is it? You'll never know.
You'll never know.
So as we mentioned before, our sponsor, Real Pro Wrestling, they're in Fort Myers, Florida, June the 4th. That's a Tuesday. Check out the Uprising event, that 30-man over-the-top Royal Rumble. Always a must-see event.
That is my favorite time of year at the RPW.
It's a fun event, man.
It is the funnest time I've ever had when I go.
You never know who's going to come out. 2 people start every minute. A new guy comes out, or woman. This year, it has been said where it's gender fluid. Is that the right word?
Yeah, it is gender fluid. So,
so it's not a 30-man rumble. It's a 30-person rumble. And you just got to be there to see it, to believe it.
Absolutely. Hell, there could be an infant for all we know.
No, there will not be any infants.
No infants.
That's not totally against the law. So we got some big reviews here for it. Well, one big review here. I was really excited about this film. I believe you were excited. Let's talk about the first big review.
What is that? What is the big first review? Because is it John Wick?
Of course it is. That's the only big review. We have other reviews, but nothing as big as John Wick, baby.
It's so big, I saw it twice already because it's
such
a great movie. Again, this is the third in the Wick series. If you haven't watched them, what is your problem? Okay, plain and simple. What is your problem?
Don't fight the audience.
Well, I'm just saying, if they haven't seen it by
now, dummies. If you haven't seen the first 2,
yeah. See, I get behind you on that. But we pick up right where the second film leaves off, and we have John Wick now excommunicado. Okay, and he has to survive the open contract that is now laid behind me from the high table. What are your thoughts on this? Because I saw it twice, so you already know where my thoughts are on this. What were yours?
Obviously, I know you liked it just based on the fact that you were willing to see it twice. You were out of town for a couple of days. You saw what your brother?
My cousin.
Your cousin. Yes. I knew it was a family member. Yes. And then I was wondering if you were going to stick to your word, and you're like, yeah, definitely, let's go see it again, me for the first time. Yeah, this is a fun trilogy that relatively, for me, came out of nowhere. That first one came out, and that trailer, I think, only came out a couple months before, and was like John Wick with Keanu Reeves. This is directed DVD, right? And, no, man, I recently rewatched the first one. I tried to rewatch the second one, but I got a little busy with life, but it's been a great trilogy. This one, as you said, bam, from the get-go. You do maybe got to kind of see the first 2 to understand that this one's just starting off. Although not totally necessarily see the first 2, but I would just because they're good films.
Well, yeah, you have to. And I got to tell you, the smile, okay, that I have on my face when he's killing people. I know that's not the way to go about it in life, but I got to tell you, because he's protecting himself, but I just love the innovative ways they do the fight styles, and the way they I don't know, I just had a smile on. Even the second time I watched it, my smile was on my face.
I saw you as people were brutally murdered, and you were grinning like a child at Christmas.
It was because these films just bring out a good kung fu sensibility in me, and I love them.
As they say, gung fu is the term they use for this film, because there's a lot of shooting, but also a lot of good close quarters combat too. We saw some knife play here. Dogs are involved, horses are involved.
And you know what? Here's the deal. I didn't think Halle Berry was going to fit in this movie. We have Ian McShane who reprises his role as the head of the Continental.
Ian McShane, Lance Reddick, Lawrence Fishburne returned from previous films.
Yeah, and I didn't know how Halle Berry was going to fit in. She fit in perfectly. It was a great casting by Halle, and great job for Halle. Good job.
I'll agree, except for the doubting her part. I like her still as an actress. I think unfortunately she picks some not so great films sometimes, so she's kind of fallen off the radar to an extent. But when she has a juicy, meaty role like this, she's pretty good, and I wouldn't mind seeing more of her, whether it's a spinoff or in the fourth one or who knows what.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't, two at the same time. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing more of Halle Berry, even in general, just to see more of her.
Absolutely. And, I'm going to tell you how many snowflakes I give this.
How many snowflakes? I want to hear it.
The first time I saw it, I saw 4. The second time I saw it, I saw 4.5. So 4.5 is where I lay. And by the way, just for our listeners, I will probably go see it one more time before it leaves the theater because I love it that much.
No, I might be wrong. Do you ever do that?
No, I think
you don't do that often.
The only time I've ever done it was with Wonder Woman and with Rogue One.
Oh, you like Rogue One that much?
I love Rogue One enough. I went to watch that twice. I went to watch Wonder Woman twice. But this will be my first ever triple time. I saw Avatar twice as well, but this is my first ever triple time in a theater in a long time.
Oh, actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if I've ever done a triple. I know I've done a few doubles.
Yeah, I'm going to go watch it in IMAX, I believe. So I'm just excited.
Check it out. I'm not too far behind you, though. I'm going to give it a solid 4 stars. This thing is, as I said, from the get-go to the very end, it's a thrill ride. If you like action, it is bloody. Even compared to the first one, they amp it up. I mean, one of the first kills is pretty brutal.
I was gonna save these notes for later on, but you know what though, we're going to talk about them really quick. Did you know somebody actually did the body count for all three John Wick films?
Okay, let's hear it.
Let me just tell you, it outdoes Mike Myers and Jason Voorhees. Okay, so you had 306 deaths in 3 John Wick films. You had 140 in all the Halloween franchise, and you had 157 deaths and all of the franchise for Friday the 13th. We're not going to count the first one because that wasn't Jason Voorhees, that was his mom. So therefore,
spoiler,
306 deaths, and they amped them up every time. But again, it's just an unbelievable film, and I'm just happy. I'll be there again.
We're actually, this is not the last time we'll talk John Wick. I have some John Wick news coming up in a little bit here. We'll get back to that.
More than
a couple. I think about 3 different pieces of John Wick news tonight.
Well, more than welcome. We can't get enough of John Wick.
Coming up, I know you got a Netflix review. I have a Netflix review. The first couple I have, I actually just watched it earlier. I think we both came off right before the filming of this, of Netflix watching.
Yes.
Mine was maybe not as good as yours. We'll see. Hopefully yours was better. The Silence with Stanley Tucci. And I love Stanley Tucci. Probably easily the only reason I watched this.
Yeah.
Because I wish this dude had better meatier roles. Even when he's in something small as The Hunger Games. Not that the movie's small, but his role's small. He just eats up the scenery every time he's there. And he's good as this. He's a father. And basically, guys, if you've seen A Quiet Place, that's what this is. They're monsters. These are tiny monsters, though. They're actually kind of cute. Like, I would buy a plush doll.
Like little tacky pterodactyls or something?
Yes, there you go. Okay, that's a good way. It looks like a baby pterodactyl.
Okay, I haven't seen the movie.
I would buy a plush toy of this for my niece. If they were available. If there's Silence toys out there, I would buy one because they're kind of cute in a way. But if you make any noise, they will kill you. They'll a bunch of attack you. They'll attack your ankles and your face and chew out your eyes and stuff like that. So basically, just a family trying to find refuge. Stanley Tucci, his brother is John Corbett, who's from My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Miranda Otto, and even just like A Quiet Place, the daughter's deaf.
Oh, really?
They even have that funny shtick going.
No, who's okay?
Not funny shtick, but similar shtick.
So is that the Kieran Shipka? Is that the?
Sure, I don't know.
Is that
the daughter? It's the main daughter. So okay. It's got to be. Yeah,
so Sabrina the Teenage Witch is also in this film. Okay.
No, that's where I knew her from. Thank you. That was bothering me.
And Mad Men.
So she's not deaf.
Yeah, and Don Draper's daughter in Mad Men.
Never got past season 1.
My friend. We will have to talk about that one day about Mad Men.
Because I know the twist is that he's not really. Well, hold on. I don't want in case you haven't seen Mad Men at home.
There's
no
real twist.
There's a big twist, isn't there?
There's never a twist.
We'll talk off air.
Yeah, we'll talk off air.
But I don't know. Like I said, I was never totally bored. But I was never totally enthralled either. This is also similar in a way to Bird Box, looking for refuge with the family. So I'm gonna give it 2. It was alright. It's perfectly passable. Not something I was super jumped to see.
How are the effects really? I mean.
The effects are alright. I mean, you can definitely tell it's a CG monster, but we've seen definitely way worse. And some of the kills are okay. Not even that, like, in a weird way, if they were maybe more gruesome, just because I just didn't feel like I got enough bang for my buck. Like, I even remember looking at the runtime, going, "Oh, I only have 20 minutes left." Like, by the time we kind of got to something interesting, it just kind of finishes us.
Which is just vaporize. I mean,
a few Netflix films have done that. There's one called How It Ends.
Yes.
With Forrest Whitaker. It just kind of ends.
Yes.
And that's how I felt like with this one. I just kind of felt like it just kind of ends, you know. Give it away.
It doesn't really give much for you. The next film you have, I'm going to butcher it because, what is it? Serenity? I think is it?
It's not hard to figure out, Jim.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Okay, Serenity, because I kept calling it something else earlier, so.
You thought it was called Sanity. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Which... I'm trying to think that would be a better title, because I don't... But, okay. So, I originally... This was actually, at one point, high on my list for, like, anticipated movies, because if you just look at this cast, you got McConaughey, Anne Hathaway,
okay,
Diane Lane, who, by the way, has not aged in the last 30 years.
No,
how dare she?
Yeah, she's
be so good looking.
A beautiful woman, yes.
Jaimin Hunsu, Jason Clarke, and it's basically, well, here's what the plot they want you to think the plot is, but it's not really, but it is. He's obsessed with catching this big tuna, and then his ex-wife shows up, his baby mama, and says, the guy I left you for, cheated on you with, has become an abusive husband, and I set this trip so we can have you as our boat captain. Kill my husband, please. Save me and your son.
So this is Anthony
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway and Jason Clarke. They're married.
Clark's the douchebag husband, who is very much the guy that just where you want him to die, because he very much is like, yeah, that retarded kid, put him in a hole one day, and like he's talking about like having sex with like underage prostitutes on the island. Like, they're very much writing it to where you're like, come on, kill him. Yeah. Come on, kill him. Like, and he just met McConaughey too. Like, telling McConaughey stuff that like you wouldn't tell a stranger right away.
You know, I guess because he had the same woman at one time. I guess it was like there's
well, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. Obviously,
okay.
No. Well, why would he be like, yeah, then put me on a boat with your ex?
That's everyone's dream. Yeah. That's your dream.
No, he has no idea. He thinks he's just a hired hand.
Oh, okay.
And but here's the thing: this movie's batshit crazy. There's a lot more to it, and that's why I'm gonna give it 2 stars, because it's not that great.
Yeah.
The writing is very wonky. When Anne Hathaway first comes in, it all of a sudden like feels like they're trying to be kind of noir about it, and I haven't seen you so long, and even she's not, and I don't think it's her fault, but it's just the writing and what she's given. But I'm still gonna recommend it. Recommend it as a messed up watch. See if you can figure out the twist, because it's a weird one. Okay. And I wouldn't say it worked, but it made it's the only reason to make this thing kind of worthwhile. That's kind of nice to look at too, in a way.
So you're just saying Matthew McConaughey is worth watching in this film, but no, everyone else's performances are.
Well, again, no one's wrong. Although sometimes I feel like McConaughey is maybe in a different movie from Hathaway, who's in a different movie from Clarke.
So they're all. It's like they're reading the wrong script. They're all like.
I think it's the way. I just think it's the way it's written, man. This is a wonky film, and like it's one of those things too where he's just like. Towards the end, McConaughey's like just asking a lot of questions, and you're like, I don't think the writers know these answers. I think they're just being mysterious, not to be mysterious, you know. But like I said, give it a watch. Let me know what you think if you ever get around to Serenity.
Serenity, okay. So you gave it a 2.
Give it a 2, but I recommend it.
I haven't watched it, but I'll take a look at it. I'll take a gander. There's no worries. The one that I did actually watch just before the show went on, basically, I finished, and this is why we kind of started a little late tonight, was it's called Rim of the World. It's actually written by Zack Stentz, who did...
no way!
Yeah, Zack Stentz. I
don't know who that is.
Well, he wrote the original Thor. He wrote X-Men First Class, and that old classic... he was also the Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles that was abruptly cut by Fox. It was a great series if you ever get a chance. And also that beloved classic Agent Cody Banks. So, he decided...
Wait, what about the sequel? He didn't write Cody Banks too?
He didn't want it. His hands were clean from that one. But, he looked at it as... he had this in his head to write this film. It's directed by MCG, by the way.
McG.
McG, yeah, MCG.
MCG.
I just call him MCG.
McG, and he's got a big long line of Charlie's Angels and.
So
did he do the Terminator a couple movies ago?
I can't remember.
Maybe?
It's a Wonderwall, I think, is his production company, I believe, but or Wonderfall or something. But this film basically is a bunch of four misfit teenagers, okay, and they're forced to save the world from an alien invasion that interrupts their summer camp. Okay, Benjamin.
Are they hiding underneath a bridge at one point?
I don't think they're hiding anywhere in a bridge that I know of.
Okay, I think I saw this.
I know they hid in the outhouse and they hid in a few other spots, but these kids, they're basically nobodies. Which is why they decided, just to go ahead and shoot it. They took a gamble. There's some good performances. Benjamin Flores plays Darush, who's
Darush is on fire. Sorry,
but yeah, and I'm probably saying his name completely wrong. But he plays a character that you wish dies, and you don't want to wish that on a kid.
Are you sure Jason Clarke's not playing?
Yeah, no, he's. But yeah, this kid is nothing but They try to develop him a little bit better later. Introducing Alessio Scalazzato. I'm not going to even try to do all these names. But,
take a shot.
Yeah, and we got Jack Gore and Mia Czech, who actually Mia Czech, she's a young kid. I don't know how old she is. She plays Zin Zin, and Alex is played by Jack Gore. They do a great. They have great chemistry on the screen together. So these two kids could actually act. Like I said, all of them could actually act. It's just, the way they put it together. There's really no adults. Any adults that are in this film, they all seem to die. So if you're an adult in this world,
spoiler first of all, buddy.
These adults are going to kill you. But no, there is one adult in there, played by Michael Beach, who plays the general,
son of a beach.
But we only see him a couple times. But all in all, it's basically what you would think it is. Think of it as a 1980s/90s, kids just learning to be self-reliant on them. Something like a Stand By Me type film. That's what I think they were trying to go for, but it didn't land. It didn't stick. But like I said, there's some decent performances. The kid who was supposed to be annoying, played by Flores. I see a camera and I look at it, but played by Flores, he did a good job of being annoying. That's his character. So, and he redeems himself. So it's at the end of the day, though, it's a 2.5 star. It was just released on Netflix. I gave it a thumbs up. I guess that's what they're going for anymore. But I give it 2.5 on a 5 snowflake scale.
I almost clicked on it after the silence just to watch for a few minutes.
Yeah, it's worth a watch. It's a good family film. If you're looking for something on Netflix that is a family film, this is one of those for you. And all the kids in the house can watch it. I would say from 12 up.
So I was looking at McG. He's got a pretty decent career going. He did both of the Charlie's Angels movies. The pilot of Chuck. This Means War was him, and as I was right, he did the Terminator Salvation. That was his.
That was his. What was it? That was Christian Bale's
Bale,
meltdown.
Doop-a-doop-de-doop.
Yeah. I love you.
We're fucking through, mate.
Yeah, we're through. I love you, but I want this man fired, basically. So that's...
And he also directed, by the way, Every Morning by Sugar Ray and a couple Offspring videos.
Did he do the OC? Did he do the OC, if I'm not mistaken?
I'm talking about the Offspring. Why don't you get a job? And Pretty Fly for a white guy.
Well, also, did he ever do... I think he did the OC as well, correct?
Maybe. I didn't want to go through his entire... Lethal Weapon pilot.
No.
The Babysitter.
I was just asking about that. By the way, I saw The Babysitter. It was a very good movie.
It was or wasn't?
It was. It was a very good one. It was, I think,
Yeah,
Netflix.
Babysitter's fine.
It was on the Netflix.
I know, I enjoyed it.
Well, it was I would say, even though that's not a part of our review, I would give that a good 3. Solid.
We're just reviewing movies we saw 5 years ago now?
Why not? That's what we do here. We talk about films make people happy. What's next on our old agenda, my good man?
All right, man. Those were recent reviews. We'll do some trailer roundup now. Some good trailers came out this past week. We're talking Westworld Season 3.
Yes.
It's doing what they did the first between Season 1 and 2, basically 2019.
Yeah.
No, taking a break is this film. It's a hard show to film. Not a hard show, but it's a lot of money. They take their time, so
And plus
nothing in
they're set
2019.
Their set burnt down as well in the California fires.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just know in Season 1 and 2 they said, hey, we're not canceling it, we're just taking a year off.
Oh yeah,
you
they
know?
need to. It's an expensive, as you said.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive film shoot.
So, if you happen to just click on this without knowing, you don't even necessarily know it's Westworld at first, because you don't see any familiar faces. You see Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, Jesse,
Yes.
and just kind of going around looking kind of somber. Like, you can tell it's futuristic, though. There's some futuristic stuff to it. So, it was an interesting trailer, and finally at the very end, you see Evan Rachel Wood, who's been kind of the main protagonist to an extent from the first 2 seasons. So, I heard you said you weren't that big of a fan of the trailer, though?
I'm not
or
very-
the trailer.
I'm not a very big fan of watching television trailers that much. We will talk about it one that you have later on, which I loved. It just made me almost cry how great it was. But this one was not, to me, as touchy. It was not anything that I could care less about. You know, give me some shot of something going to happen. You know, get me hooked right away. Don't just give me a tease.
Oh, I don't know. I might disagree with you a little bit just because I like this just because I just want to taste. Just give me a little nibble, a little sample of kind of the visual style, the tone. That's what I feel like we got here. We got a sense of the tone and the direction and the future, and they're outside now. They're not locked in, the Western world.
Yeah,
they're in the
correct,
real world now. It looks like to a large degree. So, and Aaron Paul's a good guy. Unfortunately, I feel like since Breaking Bad, he really hasn't had much to sink his teeth into.
He's just waiting for that Breaking Bad movie.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's waiting for what's up, bitch? The movie, Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I don't want to see too much. So and we got about a year. So I know you're looking forward to this Down Abbey. Did you see that trailer?
I've seen it. I had no clue what was going on in that.
Tell me about it, because I didn't watch it, but I know we had to talk about it.
We can talk about it, but I don't really know what was going on. So here's what's going to happen. I'm actually I've never watched an episode, and I'm going to buy into it. I started watching the season again. First season I started just the other night, actually. To be able to figure out what the hell's going on in this, because there's like a dynamic in this show. And by the way, if you watch the first episode of season 1, it hooked me. I mean, literally, there's a lot of backstabbing. There's a lot of already, and it's just an hour and 6 minutes long, and it was like, holy crap! There's a lot already shoehorned into this. I can't wait to see what 8 seasons. They have 6 seasons. What are they going to give me? This is what the culmination is. So I have to get in, and I have to know who these characters are before I can really say, hey, I really can't wait to watch.
It's definitely an anticipated movie for sure. I've never seen the show, so I'm probably not going to watch the movie.
Well, you should watch the show. I mean,
no, I got other stuff I want to watch.
We can discuss this on another day, but I'm just saying.
I'm not going to.
The show's worth the gander.
I got other stuff I got to see. And that includes, and this is where I think me and you are going to have a nice little bit of a fight here.
Where?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Jim, you start so I can fight you.
I have no interest in this film. I will not watch a trailer. I have nothing to do with it, and I will probably watch it with you, but or if you bring Ryan, that might be the better way to go. But you can watch it by yourself if you wish. But I'm just saying, I have no reason to watch this film right now. And
ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a story. We're outside the theater, and there's 5 movie posters. And I don't know where we started, but we said we got to the point where we're ranking them from most anticipated to least anticipated. And I can't remember all 5, but I can remember this for a fact. Dora the Explorer was up there.
Yes.
Let me tell the story, Jim, or I will fight you. Dora the Explorer is up there with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And Dutch McAllister, the host of a movie TV podcast with me, Jordan Owens, decides to rank an Aviator. He's just not here, side of the fight. Out of sight, out of mind.
No Komodo for you.
Dutch, no, give me Komodo. At least a 4X. Probably bigger. This man right here, Dutch McAllister, decides to rank Dora the Explorer as more anticipated than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Let me repeat that. You ranked a live-action Nickelodeon movie which is probably going to be mediocre at best, over a Tarantino film.
What's going to make more money at the box office?
Tarantino.
No.
Yes.
Okay, $5 on it right now.
Oh, you stole the words out of my mouth, my friend.
$5. We have $5.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. We shook hands.
And at the end of the year, we'll pay up the bet because we got to make sure, as much as possible.
Oh,
the
okay.
theater runs are done.
I feel like after a few months, I don't think we have to wait till December.
Look, I'm just looking for video sales just in case.
No. Box office,
okay,
man.
box office, worldwide box office.
Fine. I was going to say domestic.
No, I'm going to go with the whole world with domestic.
Mexico might go in.
In Mexico. How dare you.
But, I don't know. I'm just saying, this was a fun trailer. It's actually not, like, the most must-see trailer. I'll admit that very much right now, but I think the cast, the dialogue is going to be great. You got, there's one of the final performances from Luke Perry. I believe one of the final performances from Burt Reynolds. And then on top of that, you have DiCaprio, and it's been a couple of years since we've seen DiCaprio, and he's with Brad Pitt, and he's with Al Pacino, and he's with Margot Robbie, and come on, man, give this to me now. I don't know how you're not more excited for this. I mean, Tarantino's worst film is probably still one of the best 20-30 films of that year. I just love it.
Well, I'm glad that you like it, and lately I don't know, people are attacking Quentin, and I find that they're in the wrong for attacking him, saying that Margot Robbie has, from people who've seen the film, they're going after him, saying that she has no speaking part at all, and I'm like, have you not looked at his backlog of Jackie Brown? Look at Kill Bill. He has put strong women leads in all his, in some good films. Jackie Brown, I enjoyed, but the thing is, quit trying.
And Jackie Brown's pretty good.
Yeah, quit trying to make a controversy where there's no controversy.
That's
before a movie even comes out.
That's what I hope that what you're saying, which I believe, because people will find and nitpick anything. I hope that's the minority, because I haven't personally heard that story. In fact, I've heard some people say she's the heart and soul of the movie, and they've actually given her big applause, saying she really is kind of the emotional, tagline of the movie. So I hope that's the truth more so than the other. But like I said, I mean, people will find anything. We've kind of approached this before. We don't get too political on here. We want to talk movies and TV and things we love. But yeah, I love that we have these discussions, but I hate when they get overdone. Yes. You know what I mean? And even if, let's say that was the truth. Let's just say this particular script was more about DiCaprio and Pitt. That's not necessarily a bad thing,
There's nothing wrong with that happening. But but she said that it was a very challenging role nonetheless. Yeah. So,
we'll see, man. I mean, she seems to have some moments in the trailer, and I believe she will have some. Like I said, I heard the opposite. Like I said, I personally heard the opposite, that she is kind of what ties you into the movie. Next one, a little bit of a smaller movie here. I just want to talk about it because I do love this cast.
I liked it too. I finally got around to watching it.
And I'm a big fan of the writer-director. That man is Seth Green. I've actually brought him up as a joke before here.
Yeah,
I love me some Seth Green. He is written, directed, and starring in a movie called Changeland. I heard about it recently on the I'm going to say Nerdist, no longer Nerdist, ID10T podcast, our brother podcast. It's not officially, but I like to think it is. Hey, Chris Hardwick, you're allowed on the Tyler Perry chair any day. And
you finally came to with that, huh?
Just whatever. I just want to see what you'd say. The Casey Affleck chair any day you want. But no, so this looks fun, man. This is based on, I think Seth Green said he went to this foreign country, had a really great time there, and thought, hey, not enough films take place here. So his character is down on his luck. His fiance has cheated on him, so he decides to go on the honeymoon anyway. Brings his buddy Breckin Meyer, who we haven't seen since 2002.
He just pops up out of nowhere,
But then they're the Robot Chicken guys.
Yes.
And then, of course, on top of that, you have Seth Green. Then you have Macaulay Culkin is popping up in this thing, and 12 or 13-time world WWE champion Randy Orton's in this, who actually gives the big monologue at the end, it seems, sometimes life brings you lemons or something like that.
Yeah, and it's talking about love and whatever else.
Sometimes you look for love, happiness.
Yeah, he waxes poetic.
And a cold drink.
Yeah. Shot.
That's how it begins.
He's the bartender. So.
That's how it begins. So, I don't know, I thought it looked cute. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those movies. We don't know if it's going to get a national release. Or
probably not. It's going to be on direct-to-video.
Or a VOD. But either way.
VHS.
I'm going to be there. You're going to be there. So we'll
be
watch
it.
In
our living room?
Wherever it's at, we'll be there to watch it. Because that's the kind of thing we do.
Two big ones coming at you. Very much a teaser, but I want to talk about it because I'm excited. Star Trek Picard.
Yes, this is the one that I actually got emotional about.
Really? There's nothing in it though.
It's just because it's just Jean-Luc Picard. You're looking at this, and I'm as they scroll through it, you're going through the vineyard, and you're like, thank you. Thank you for letting him have his retirement the way he has it. We're going to find out how he gets there possibly, but he got his own vineyard. If you don't remember this SNG, he always wanted to own his own vineyard when he got out of the service. And I got to tell you, I was just like, oh my God, I'm just
blabbering like a newborn baby.
Yes, and he still looks good for his age, and
not a day over 92.
It just looks fabulous. And what shocks me is that it's going to come out on Prime and CBS Access or something like that. I don't know. It said it was going to come out on Prime.
I believe, and I could be wrong, I think it's on Prime for international, so no.
Oh, okay. Because I was getting, I'm not sure, but, I'm either way, it might get me a CBS Access because that right there sold me.
I think between this, and I heard good things about the other Star Trek one, and I still really want to catch up on Twilight Zone. Yeah. So I think, I'll give it a month so I can hopefully binge all this and cancel.
Maybe my HBO for watching Game of Thrones.
And there's actually, you know what? I hate to say they are building up a little bit of a decent library. There's one called, there's a comedy one that like Tim Meadows and even Will Ferrell get started on. Like, there's a couple things. There's some things to watch on that network, and I'm sure there's some archives I'd be kind of interested in.
That Christine Baranski
King of Queens.
Show. That Christine Baranski.
Oh, The Good Fight.
The Good Lady or whatever they call her.
The Good Fight.
Yeah, The Good Fight. Okay.
But no, I'm excited with this too. I think I might have said this on the show before. As a kid, if you had asked me Star Trek or Star Wars, there was probably a moment where I would have said Star Trek because I grew up during The Next Generation, still airing kind of new episodes, renting VHSs from the library of old episodes. I absolutely loved First Contact.
Yeah.
Hated Insurrection, but I'm one of the rare people that kind of like Nemesis. Maybe just because I'm a sucker for TNG. Yeah. But Nemesis. But I'm just saying, it's a lot better than Insurrection bored the crap out of me.
Yeah, Insurrection was probably one of the worst.
That and the Whale one. The Whale one's okay, but the Whale one's like they showed in I think in like high school once, the teacher, because there's so nothing to it.
Yeah.
And it really is kind of like like an environmental piece. But
I love that one though, Star Trek 4. The Whale, because I just love that one. To me, that showed more of a side of Spock that you never saw before.
That's what I'm saying. It's really not bad, but it is kind of boring.
We could probably go for days with Star Trek, Star Wars, because we're kind of nerdy that way. But yeah, I'm with you. I can't wait. I might actually subscribe for $6 or whatever it is.
And then finally, Terminator Dark Fate is out. I want to hear from you first. Do you have any interest?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, right away. Linda Hamilton just showing off her arms again, still looking great for her age. She's aged a little bit, but I gotta tell you, to me, it's the Linda Hamilton I remember from T2. I mean, she's that buff, she's that into the deal.
Yeah, you feel like this is organically still the same character.
Yeah, and the bad, I guess, Terminator.
Yeah, Gabriel Luna
has has the liquid form as we saw in the sequel of T2. Also, we see a new generation of a android robot.
We got
of some
a female.
Sort. We don't know if she's a Terminator, but we know she's an android of some sort. Who I didn't even know she was an android until I saw the preview. I was like, I don't know who she is. Is she like a sidekick? Well, it turns out she's like the
I wasn't sure either. Character. Yeah, right.
And we saw, and then of course we saw
Arnold Schwarzenegger
in a brief shot. So I can't wait to see how they bring him into it. There's just so much going on, and I'm excited because I'm glad that Cameron's back in.
Well, I'm trepidatious. As far as Cameron, he burnt us a little bit because he was very much on the plug bandwagon for Genesis. In the commercials, like they're doing really good stuff. Thanks for my paycheck. You can air that whenever you want.
Absolutely.
So,
I didn't mind it, though.
He is now an officially billed producer, which means he does have a little bit of a say in his hands on it.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like I said, I'm excited just to see Linda Hamilton, who we haven't seen a lot of in general.
Yeah.
Besides just, this is her first Terminator movie since the second one. Wasn't in the third one. And they are pulling a Halloween, in case anyone's wondering. Act like 3, 4, and 5 do not exist.
You gotta forget all about it.
Basically, you can act like the first two exist. That's why, Linda Hamilton's back.
A lot of people abandoned it after second one anyway. So I'm thinking some of these guys will come back fresh.
I'm okay. I'm relatively okay for getting those other three.
I kind of get them all interlooped anyway. So it's
I was so let down. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the worst film, but one of the biggest disappointments is that third one. Just because the second one is so fantastic, and that third one is so... It's kind of bad. It's not the worst, but it's pretty bad. Right. And then I slightly defend Salvations because I thought they had some interesting stuff going.
Yeah, so I'll give you
some good cast, and they had good ideas, and I actually wouldn't have even mind a sequel with those people again, but it never happened. Yeah. Yeah, there's just some plot stuff and some execution problems. And then you had Genesis, which, again, wasn't the worst, but, just nowhere
it wasn't
touching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe above 3. I don't even know where I would rank 3 and 6, personally. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm trepidatious, but this is a well-made trailer. I hope they don't overdo it. I hope this is not trailer 1 of 5. Yeah, That's my fear.
Like I said, I watched this, and I actually clicked on it by mistake. I wasn't even looking for that one. I was looking for the Picard one that dropped, and then all of a sudden I was like, what is this? I don't remember. Oh, this must be the new, so that's how I found it by accident. And the word of mouth has not been that big, I don't think, still, amongst, because I was looking at the YouTube searches one day just to see where
I think Genesis and stuff has hurt them to where, there isn't a crap ton of buzz for this one.
Yeah, and I got to say, this one also is going after the women market, and if women, this is a very strong female cast.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the picture of it too? Yeah, I think, because like you said, I think Arnold is going to be a supporting, if not a glorified cameo, maybe?
Correct, yeah.
So,
That's what it looks like.
It does seem like it's going to be the 3 females kicking ass, which does bring me to one question, though. John Connor.
He's, okay, if you were to go by what happens, I guess, I'm thinking in my brain, he dies anyway. So,
aww.
Well, I'm saying that he that was in the future, so I'm not sure where we pick up. Maybe John's off trying to get together some rebels or something, and he sends his mom. I have no clue where this is going to pick up, because don't forget, after 2, Arnold went into the moat.
I'm sure Edward Furlong would do it.
I'm sure he's free, but I just think
Eddie, we need you to put on some weight, buddy. Come on,
yeah,
can you follow Mama Linda?
Yeah, so I'm thinking though. I'm not sure where this is picking up actually, because don't forget, we all thought Arnold melted himself, and it's over. So are we picking up what year, what time? I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure, but I'm in for the ride.
We got some news for you.
Breaking news.
Well, not all are breaking. Some were reported days ago.
Okay. We got around to the news.
Are you looking forward? Are you looking forward to any of these Disney Plus shows? We got one with what is it? Scarlet Witch. Ellen Loki, right?
Can I just say? I'm not going to subscribe to another over-the-top box service unless it's really worth it.
I think they're, dude, between this, the archives, and Star Wars TV, I think they got my $7. They're also coming out cheap.
Well, yeah, if they come out, I could pay the yearly at $65 or whatever it may be to do.
Mr. Baller over here.
I could do that.
I've got $65 at once.
Well, no,
good for you.
Well, no, I mean, that's what they're saying is going to come out under 70. You're still making a great deal on that. And I won't have to think about it for at least a year, and then I'll forget how to actually unsubscribe. And that's what they want you to do anyway when you do that. You forget how to unsubscribe, and they got my money. But yeah, the only thing that really interests me right now is the trailer for the Boba Fett, Mandalorian show. That got me. But I don't know if I want to buy in yet to all.
Well, let me tell you about some casting news for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's right, Falcon and the Winter Soldier are going to have their own show. Oh. You got Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan.
They're going to go in it? They're actually going to do it?
I believe it's going to be right off the movie. So yeah, it's going to be those two.
Okay.
And they're releasing talks with a couple of alumni from the movies as well. Deadline is reporting Daniel Bruhl and Emily Van Camp are in negotiations to join the 6-episode miniseries as well. Van Camp portrayed Agent Sharon Carter, the niece of Peggy Carter, in Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Civil War, while Bruhl made his MC debut in Civil War as Helmut Zemo, the villain, a grieving Sokovian soldier turned terrorist mastermind.
Did Van Camp show up at the end game? I'm not sure how that worked.
No.
Was she
maybe.
like? Was she think?
No.
I can't remember if she was there or not. Okay, go ahead.
Deadline didn't report it, so maybe not.
Okay.
But I know, just they're in talks to join. In the comics, Sharon Carter is one of Cap's love interests and partners in the comics, but the show's going in a different direction with the character. Now that Captain America's pretty much done, at least this version of Captain America. So that's pretty cool. I like Daniel Brühl. He's actually a pretty good actor. So, and I was kind of bummed when he was only in a one and done. So we might have that villain back, and we'll see where this Sharon Carter's going as well. So I think that might be a fun episode. They're saying 6 episodes, so they're not necessarily saying this will go on for years. They're gonna kind of do some side stuff with them.
Oh, yeah, short episodes. I'm going to talk later about Sebastian Stan as well.
I'm not letting you talk. So.
I'm gonna squeeze in there. Well, because you have some at the end of the. I've seen your notes. I'll jump in when I can, but we'll talk.
Someone else.
Yes, because this is referring to a story that you also have.
Got some John Wick news for you. John Wick 4 based on.
John Wick news? Breaking John Wick news!
John Wick 4 is already set for a 2021 release. This is a little bit quicker than this last one took 3 years.
2.
So,
I thought it was every 2, it looked like.
Okay, I could be wrong. I thought one of them, it was 3 years in between, but maybe 2. So they're doing another 2. It's only 2019. In 2021, you'll see John Wick Chapter 4. If you saw where 3 ended, you can kind of get a hint where they're going to go with 4. And yeah, I mean, this is a franchise that every time they make a new one, it's made more money. 2 made more than 1, and 3 made more than 2, and they want to keep this thing going.
And I'm okay with it. Let's just do 4 for the main if we're going to do anything else. I don't know if there's any other news about that. I don't know, but... I just think, though, I'm excited either way. I want it now. I don't care if they haven't even done it. Let's just do a live feed of John Wick right now. I want to watch it being made as it goes on.
Well,
Weekly installments.
Speaking of that, not only had they talked about the Continental TV show, there's also some spin-offs possibly in the works.
Continental television show?
Yeah.
Oh my, I didn't hear about this.
There's been rumors about that. I don't have a news segment about that, but they had talked about that.
Okay, good.
They had talked about that.
Bring in McShane and let's put it on
it's
HBO.
It's kind of like The Purge, man. Like they're going hardcore with this. But
if you're gonna do the Continental, you got to put it on HBO or one of those other pay
That is true. That is true.
Or Netflix should get
the Continental on ABC.
Yeah. It's,
But the spin-off, 2 years ago, after number 2, they were talking about doing some spin-offs and expanding the world of the film series into other movies. And the first of these was a film titled Ballerina.
And we saw a glimpse, and we're not ruining anything when we say this, we saw a glimpse of a possibility.
Where this might come from. We did not mention earlier, Angelica Houston had a supporting role in this John Wick 3. And you also got a little bit of a backstory as to Keanu Reeves' character for the first time ever. Yes. You got a little backstory maybe to where, his upbringing, and this is maybe set in that universe.
How he brought into the world, of being a killer.
Yeah, and this one looks like it might be about a female assassin this time looking for revenge against those that killed her family.
That sounds but more than a word.
Is her name Jill Wick? No, that I made up.
Well, and of course, this is more than a puppy. I guess gets killed. So so she's got to be more body count.
In this one, they kill her cat, and she goes, "I'm okay."
Oh, okay. Because they killed her mom and her dad or whatever else was around.
They kill her cat and steal her Vespa. And she goes on a killing spree.
I would go a little bit more upset if somebody stole my Vespa.
Here's something I might need you to chime in on because I did not see it, but you were part of a big record-breaking Game of Thrones finale for viewership.
Yes.
Hit an all-time HBO record. The series finale was watched by a record 19.3 million viewers across HBO's platforms, exceeding the previous series high of 18.4 million viewers from the second and last episode.
Well, okay, I'm not going to go into specifics because I know you're trying to watch them again.
Well, I don't want to hear. I just want to hear your overall happiness or displeasure because there are some people that are canceling and saying the sky has fallen.
Well, okay, I'm not as extreme as my cousin who actually signed a petition.
Oh, that dude! Oh my God, talk about that.
A petition to actually redo the whole 8th season. I don't believe that's even feasible in any world that we live in. I personally was not happy with the season, but I could swallow it, I guess you could say, because I have no choice. But I look at I reflect back on how many shows that actually paid off Seinfeld had a very bad ending.
I like that. I defend the Seinfeld ending.
Even Jerry doesn't like it.
What's the deal with my ending?
Yeah. Same with Cheers. People were disappointed with that. I know these are sitcoms, but there was some other. There's other like Moonlighting back in the 80s. People were upset about
you throw a lot of Dexter.
Yeah, Dexter.
Lost.
Dexter. Oh, Sopranos.
Sopranos.
But you're looking at those.
My Name is Earl.
Oh, I didn't really care for that show.
Go to hell.
Yeah, I probably will one day, but not with you.
Straight to heaven, baby.
But because you're a dog.
And all dogs go to heaven?
Yeah. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, though, wasn't happy. But let's just move on because I don't want to spoil anything for you.
If you're ready for Mortal Kombat 3, well, not really, but a remake or reboot, Mortal Kombat is slated for March 5th, 2021. It's to start shooting at the end of the year. It's from a first-time director, I believe I read. And, I'm looking forward to it, man. I think there's definitely some fun to be had in this franchise. Again, though, come on, it's got to be rated R. Don't give me a PG-13.
Yeah.
Show me some fatalities. Do that. And so right now it's scheduled to go against, get this, it's going to be an action-packed weekend if both of these actually hit this marker.
What is it?
Masters of the Universe.
They've always said Master of the Universe. But, as a kid...
Of the Universe?
I know. Have you seen the movie?
Nope.
You're one of the lucky ones.
Frank Langella, right?
Yeah, Frank Langella played Skeletor. Very good job at it. Dolph Lundgren, not so much in a He-Man.
Also one of the infamous post-credit scenes that don't ever...
Even Courtney Cox is in it.
Capitalize on it. Cox, yeah?
Yeah, and she's, I believe that's who she was. But yeah, I don't really care for the movie. Even as a child, I was like, why are we setting this in the... the present day instead of going to the days of Eternia, but they didn't because I guess because the money issues. They had money issues. Now hopefully they'll get off their wallet and actually
Otherwise, why not do it? I think they will, because otherwise, why do it? So
yeah, but I
think they both have potential to. Well, obviously, you can say this for any movie, but I think especially with these two, they have potential to suck. And they have potential to be really great. I think if they go again, I kind of want to see kind of like a Lord of the Rings take some seriousness into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go more. I'll say old school, but go more. Back in the day, obviously, with it not present day again. So
let's go Orc. Let's go. Let's bring Orc at least because they didn't even bring him into the damn movie to begin with. But yeah, I just we could go for days on why I was upset as a child about watching Masters of the He-Man Masters of the Universe, but they've done pretty okay with the new She-Ra stuff on Netflix, the cartoons. So maybe they get better writing and they can do more things. I know that was a cartoon that's on Netflix, but I'm open to anything at this point. Even making an animated cartoon, I'm okay with that. Let's not use real actors because sometimes it's cheaper to just produce a cartoon, movie. I got some news for you. Can I just throw this out? Sonic the Hedgehog, they pushed it back 3 months.
Oh yeah, I read that. So
they pushed it back 3 months because they actually are. We went over this a little bit, but this is official now. They've actually said we are fixing it now, and we're moving it back so we have time, and we're not going to pressure us to actually come out and do it. I'm very excited that they're actually listening to somebody as always, but I just wanted to throw that out there because that was some interesting news that I read as well today.
What's the date then,
It looks just 3 months back from, I don't know what the projection date was prior. I didn't really look into that. But they're just going to from that same, it's going to come out the same year. It's just pushed back 3.
I got the logic. Just seeing if you have the date ready.
So it's like 2020 sometime.
Okay. So you don't know. Just say you don't know.
It's going to be a summer movie.
Stop. I thought this one was interesting too. Let's see if this actually comes to fruition. There's going to be a Wild Bunch remake directed by Mel Gibson, and he's currently in talks. Not a Mel Gibson fan?
I love Mel Gibson. I just don't want
to... You know, the Wild Bunch?
I don't want to watch a remake again of a movie. I love the original Wild Bunch.
How about this cast? Michael Fassbender, Peter Dinklage.
Okay, I'm in.
And Jamie Foxx.
No, I'm already in. You got me a Peter Dinklage, But no, I can see it if they keep the blood, because the original one was so bloody they gave it an X-rated.
Whoa.
You know, that was the original. I always heard Tarantino, even though I'm not a very big fan of Tarantino. I was always interested in his take because that is one of his favorite movies as well. You know, I remember my dad was like, "Hey, you want to watch a good Western?" And he pops in, you know, The Wild Bunch. You know, because years later they made it an R film and not an X-rated film because they came to their senses because there was so much blood. And I was looking at it, I was like, that is just tomato ketchup. You know, because the blood wasn't even like really, you know, it was like painted on at the time. But it was a good film, and it's kind of like, well, you know, I don't like retreads, but if they do it well, then I'm all in.
Never seen it. So
dust it off. Go look. Go watch it.
Yeah. So actually, I didn't even I forgot we haven't seen Gibson in the director's chair since Hacksaw Ridge a few years ago, which made a lot of money. 170 million at the box office, 6 Oscar nominations, 2 wins. So
and people still shit on it.
I mean, you have a right to dislike the human being and not want to follow him, but that movie did make money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it did, and it actually was really good. It was one of my 5 favorite films of the year.
He's a great filmmaker.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
you may not want to see him on
night.
screen, but you know, you can't.
But then again, Hitler was also a good painter, so you know, you can't always go by that.
How dare you, Mel Gibson?
Woody Allen's a good writer.
Yes, but he's okay.
Oh, who's the other guy?
Let's not jump down the rabbit hole.
I was about to do a couple more.
Yeah,
Roman Polanski definitely knows how to frame a shot, but still don't want to watch his films.
Yeah, no, ever.
Here's one I'm legitimately excited about. Jacob's Ladder. I've been talking about this thing for 2 years with you and other people. It's finally going to see the light of day, it looks like.
But you know what, though? Before you and my mom should just get together and watch it. That's one of her top
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while.
Ever. Okay?
Send her over.
She's always like, I love that movie. It's a great movie. My mom doesn't talk like that, but that's how I sometimes, you know, when she talks about Jacob's Ladder, that's when it sounds like a very big grater in my ear. You know, I love it. It was fabulous. You know, it's because of drugs. And I'm like, okay, Mom, you know, okay. But
I love it. It's a trippy film. The original one, Tim Robbins, he's coming back from war and just maybe, like, this stuff's messing with his mind, but maybe it's not. Like, it's a trippy film.
You don't know what's real, what's not.
Worth definitely checking out. Jason Alexander is a small part of it.
So, where are they thinking of putting this on?
It looks like Dish has the exclusive rights in July, but then in August looks like everyone else will get to see it. So I don't know if they're gonna do like a small theatrical run like they do with some of them. Like even speaking of Mel Gibson again, you know, it ran that last one of Dragged Across Concrete.
Yeah.
Had a couple theaters and then it was also VOD. So that's what I'm thinking is this is gonna kind of fall out on VOD. So we might see it within a couple months in August. Okay. Michael Ealy is the lead. It looks like he's been in a bunch of stuff. Yeah. 7 Pounds. Jesse Williams and Nicole Bahari.
It has a semi-decent cast, so...
No, I mean, and you know, there was talks of it being in theaters for a while. I remember it's almost made my anticipated list before it has made my anticipated list, is because I think this thing is it's ripe for interpretation and going a different weird way with it.
So to me, it's like the most anticipated Yentl film that comes out. You know, I don't really care for either Yentl or Jacob's Ladder. So
I don't know what the Yentl is, so sure.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's setting the bar for shit movies. You know, it's almost like Ishtar.
You shut the F up. People like Jacob's Ladder. That's why they're remaking it.
Well, no, I think they just ran out of ideas again.
Here you go straight to HE Double Hockey Sticks. Here's one for you, buddy. Tom McGrath has returned to direct. Can you guess?
I'm not good.
Boss Baby 2. Boss Baby 2.
I love Boss Baby. I love the original. I like the series. It's on Netflix as well.
Yeah, my niece was excited. She's like, I want to watch it now. And I'm like, it's not humanly possible. This Tom McGrath, though, man, he's on a pretty good role for making movies. He did the Madagascar trilogy as well as Megamind. So between those,
so he's a good DreamWorks.
Those
guy.
5 films, over $2.7 billion.
So he made DreamWorks animation.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, and I don't know, those Megamind I find underrated, actually.
Yeah, well, you know,
they seem to have pretty middling reviews, but I like the concept. And there's pretty good laughs.
And I love the Madagascar series.
Yeah, those aren't too bad. I like to move it. You know, definitely saying that for a while. Yeah. It's the only thing Sacha Baron Cohen does that you could bring your kids to. Here's a news story that we both could have done in 2001 and now. What? The Tick has been canceled.
Yes.
This time, though, he got double his life. Instead of 1 season, he got 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So Amazon has announced they are not continuing the Tick series.
So let me
2 seasons, they're done.
So let me get this straight. This is the last season for Fleabag and the last season for Tick.
It's not a good time to be a shitty little insect.
Yeah, to be a little parasite on people. I got some other news for you. A Quiet Place 2
I saw it, The Silence.
Yeah. It's coming out March 2020. John Krasinski is going to be at the helm.
I was saying he's not in it.
No. you know, if he is, it's a prequel. But no, he is. He's coming back to direct Emily Blunt and whoever else survived in that film. And
I'm sad that she's back in it, just because I want her character to be okay and go away.
Yeah.
I don't want to see her more peril, if that makes sense.
yeah, well, you know, she still has her kids, and so
I know.
you know. So I don't know what they're gonna do, but it's not even named yet. But they're already saying March 2020 they are gonna bring out, A Quiet Place 2, the sequel, yet to be named. I don't know if they're rushing this or not. I don't know. I heard they already had the script and the ideas already formulated after the first one. So this might just be a hurry, plug and play. And plus, if there's hardly any dialogue, what's the worst? You know?
So I got one more big news. Do you have any other news though before we wrap it up?
No. Give me some news. I might piggyback on this one. I believe.
So there's some varying reports. I know you say you read one thing. I say I read another thing.
We even posted one of our breaking news on our Twitter page.
Oh yeah, check us out on Twitter, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, we may have a new Batman set, and he may be a sparkling vampire during the night.
Yeah.
That is Robert Pattinson.
One from one Batman to from vampire to a bat.
So it ain't gonna be Ben Affleck. Sadly, that's every single one of us, all of us, no doubt, 100% wanted.
No, I actually was
I know.
Me. I really wanted to see one more, at least one.
I wanted a standalone. I just wanted give me a standalone, even if it's a one-off. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't mind if they ever did that one time in Hollywood. Or, like, for instance, I think this Joker will probably be a one-off. Like, I wouldn't mind more of that. Like, you don't need to sign a guy to a trilogy always. But anywho, that's a different subject, I guess.
Yeah, we'll talk more about Joker later on.
I'm sure Robert Pattinson will probably do a trilogy as long as he doesn't Affleck out or if it doesn't make enough money.
Yeah, if there's money involved, they're going to have it. But Pattinson...
So, what do you think about Pattinson? He's had, again, if you look at the internet...
Well, no, I think that it's possible that it could be a good choice. He's worked his behind for everyone to forget about the Twilight series with all these independent films that he's been putting out in between. And to me, it shows that he is a good actor. He's going to have to buff up a little bit more just to play this part. But I think he can. I'm going to piggyback on some more news what I just read today. Or actually, about a week or two. You know who's interested in playing the Riddler? After Patterson got put out, as he's the one who's the next Batman.
Neil Patrick Harris.
No.
Oh.
Sebastian Stan says he wants to play the Riddler. So that I can see as well, because he does kind of.
But he's Winter Soldier.
But he kind of reminds me of the Arkham Riddler.
You don't like Neil Patrick Harris, my casting?
No, I don't like that at all. Are we doing another Dr. Horrible sing along? Because I would be up for that.
Ooh.
So, but no, I am okay with this. What are your thoughts on Pattinson and him doing what he's doing?
So my initial instinct was very much like the internet. I was like, no, he's horrible, Twilight. Because I do say, I firmly agree that the Twilight films, they're not good films. And it's not just based on the age or genre. You know what I mean? Like, some films aren't meant for everyone, every age. They're poorly made. They're poorly written. The first one doesn't have any much of a budget. They're not well-made films. Even if you are a teenage girl, there's better things out there to watch. Vampire Diaries is better.
Right.
Buffy's way better.
We can go on and on and on what's better than Twilight.
But he has definitely shown that, and even Kristen Stewart to an extent, and hell, even Taylor Lautner showed he's better than Twilight. So, no, he's with was it The Good Life, which there's some Oscar talk for, Water for Elephants. No, you know what, he's one of those things, I don't think they rush into this. I don't think they're dumb, so this is the decision, I'm sure it was with good thought, and maybe even a table read of, okay, I think this dude can do it, so I'm definitely going to give it a shot. Charmander. And, I'll give it a shot, people shit-talked Michael Keaton in 89. People definitely shit-talked Ben Affleck. Heath Ledger. There's even some for Christian Bale. You will find it no matter what. So, let's give it a shot. If he does shit the bed,
did anyone ever...
Then let's scream.
Did anyone... The only thing I don't remember, you're probably not even a twinkle in the eyes of anybody, but, when Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson had the roles, Joker and Batman respectively, I don't think there was any real bad things about it. I think everyone was more excited.
There was Michael Keaton, and that also shows, once again, you don't listen to the words I say.
Well, I'm just saying that in my mind, I don't believe there was at that time. Because I
That's
was
always
around.
been said. No, because at the time, Michael Keaton was real genius Beetlejuice guy. So
Yeah.
yeah, dark brooding Batman. Yeah, but there was backlash.
Well, it was a Tim Burton film, so that's I was okay with it, to be honest with you. When I heard that he was doing it as a kid,
And I was -1 to -2. So
that was
yeah.
'89, I believe. So yeah,
Yeah, -1.
So there you go. But I'm with you. I'm wishing him the best. I kind of texted you, I think, that night, though, kind of like, what the hell is going on at first? And then I had time to simmer down and think about, you know what? Yeah, why not? Let's give
I
somebody
think
else a
it
shot.
seems like we both had that kind of conclusion.
He's old enough. He's old enough.
Let's give him a shot.
Yeah, let's give him a shot.
But we're going to talk some box office, some upcoming releases, and we'll wrap this mother up. The box office for the May 17th through the 20th, number 5, The Hustle, making $6.1 million.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I still continue with the booze on that one.
Number 4, A Dog's Journey, making $8 million.
Good for the dog.
Yeah, why not? Number 3, Pokemon Detective Pikachu, making $24 million.
That's great.
Number 2, Avengers Endgame threw in another $29 million, but it has been unseated by number 1, John Wick 3, coming in, at least domestically, at $57 million.
And I will contribute more money to
And
it.
you got at least another $12 from Dutch McAllister.
At least it's going to be another one. I don't know how much IMAX will cost me, but it'll cost me.
If you're looking to go out to the theaters this weekend, guys, you got a big release in Aladdin. A kind-hearted street urchin and a power-hungry Grand Vizier vie for a magic lamp that has the power to make their deepest wishes come true. You know what it is. I know I said the plot, but if you've seen the 1994 cartoon that I know I grew up on and loved, you know what the plot is. You got Will Smith, Mina Masuri, Naomi Scott, Marwan Kenzari. I'm going to probably see it. I know you actually have no interest, right?
I have no interest whatsoever. I've heard...
He won't show you the world.
No. You never
You
have...
don't like shimmer or splendor.
Can I just tell you, you just ain't never had a friend like me who didn't show up at a movie when you asked me to. I'm not going to do it.
That's fine. I have a cute niece that wants to see it, so we will probably check that out on Monday, Memorial Day.
Yeah, the other movie that we've already reviewed that's coming out this week.
Yes, sir.
as
If
well.
you haven't seen it, suck it because we have.
Yes, Booksmart. It's one of on the eve of their high school graduation. Two academic superstars, best friends, realize they should have worked less and partied more. Determined not to fall short of their peers, they try to cram basically 4 years into one big night. I gave it four snowflakes. Very well worth watching. I believe it might have been 4.5. I got to keep more records of what I do, but you gave it like a 4, I believe, as well.
Yeah, I give it a 4.
Yeah, so go watch it. Get some comedy out there in your world.
We're also, a fun fact, while we record this, Austin Powers 3 Gold members playing in the background. Pepsi Twist, what was that?
I don't even remember Pepsi Twist. It's like, I remember Pepsi Clear more than I do Pepsi Twist.
Yeah, Pepsi Twist, that was a thing, 'cause it was just in the fridge. Anywho, yeah, Booksmart, very fun movie. Definitely check that out. Like I said, we saw it about a month ago. It's finally full-on release. Should be playing at a theater near you. Brightburn, this is something we should have a review for next week as well.
Yes.
Dutch, you'll actually get to see, let's talk Brightburn first.
Yeah, let's talk
Brightburn, what if a child from another world crash landed on Earth, but instead of becoming a hero to mankind, he proved to be something far more sinister.
Bad Superman. That's what we're going to call
Yeah,
it.
man, bad Superman. Elizabeth Banks, David Denham, Jackson Dunn, and Abraham. Holy crap! What is his name? Abraham Klinksackles. Klimpsicles. It's Klimpsicles.
Hold on, you're going to ask me to actually pronounce it.
You can't pronounce Elizabeth half the time.
I can't remember
like
any names.
Todd Smith, Tood Schmaheith.
I think this was Abraham C. That's his name.
Abe C. No,
Abe C.
Abraham Klinsicles. But no, yeah, like I said, we both have been relatively looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I dig the premise.
Yeah, I can't wait. We'll find out next week if we really love it or not.
Yeah, we'll both see Brightburn together.
Yeah.
We'll have a review for you. I'll see Aladdin, give you a review for that. But you're actually going to see an early film tomorrow.
I'm gonna go watch Secret Life of Pets 2, and not with what's his name? Gosh, I just blanked on Louis C.K. Louis C.K.
Oh, Louis C.K. being replaced by Patton Oswalt.
Absolutely, and I think it's going to be a better film for it. And nothing that Louis C.K. is still funny, but I just like the tone of the character being read a little bit more by Patton Oswalt. By just what I've seen. I can't wait to watch it.
Huge cast there too, from just like the first one. Kevin Hart, Dana Carvey,
Tiffany Haddish actually shows up in this film.
Tiffany Haddish,
which I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I'll suffer.
That makes sense. It would be weird if she didn't. At this point,
she's in everything.
Hey, you want to talk about the Tomorrow Man? I actually want to see this.
Tomorrow Man, I did not hear about it. But yeah, you bring it up because I have no clue what it is.
Well, you want to read it?
There we are. There it is. It's Ed Hemsler spends his life preparing for disaster that may never come. Ronnie Miser spends her life shopping for things that she may never use. In a small town, these people try to find love. I think
John Lithgow, Blythe Danner, Derek Sutherland, Katie Aselton. Yeah, actually, I did see the trailer for this. This was like a really fun kind of small movie with Lithgow and Danner, who are always, obviously the leading people, but they're the leads in this. I think it's gonna be a fun film. I don't know how wide it's playing. It probably won't play anywhere near us if I had to guess. No. Probably something on VOD. We're at the Redbox sooner or later. But I look forward to it. You like the smaller film here and there,
yeah,
right?
I do. I'm a big.
Did you ever see Beatrice at dinner?
Yes, I actually.
You like that, right? Was that Lithgow?
Yeah, John Lithgow. Yeah. I went to the theater to watch that. I wanted you to go, but you couldn't make it that night. But I still have.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I was the only one in the movies to watch that one.
Oh, that would have been fun.
But
it's always fun when me and you can riff tracks when no one's there.
And it would have been good because I was looking for somebody to talk to because it was a good movie, but it also was kind of had its slow spots.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot more coming up. This next week coming up after this, but we'll talk more about that next week.
Just to jump ahead without even getting into it, guys, you got Godzilla coming, you got Rocket Man, you got Octavia Spencer as Ma, and then you got a huge summer coming at you. So yeah, there's plenty we'll be talking about in the coming months.
I'm excited, Godzilla. Goddamn, I'm excited.
Until we kill each other, because maybe the show won't happen next week. But until then.
And until then, again, the next time we do this, we're not even going to have the Aviator coming back until June 2nd. So, until then, is there anything else we want to go over?
We're going to have to do this again by ourselves?
By ourselves, third by ourselves? Man, I don't even know how we're going to get him
back. Where are you at,
in.
Aviator?
He's out there, just making things happy. He's making the world a better place.
I want 2 kimonos.
Kimonos now. 2? How about a samurai sword and a kimono?
Ooh, I'll do that.
Okay, well, we'll text him later on, find out.
And then after I get that sword, we can see the podcast where I lost a thumb.
Yes. So what we'll do is we'll text him. We'll find out where he's at, and we'll report on his latest area of where he's been at. So. Did you want to wrap anything up? Did you want to talk about anything else? Are we good?
No, just again, guys, if you're in the Fort Myers area, you like some good quality professional wrestling action, Real Pro Wrestling, June the 4th at the Riverside Community Center in Fort Myers, Florida. I, Jordan Pierce Owens, will be in there. Hell, maybe I'll be in the Rumble. I don't know. I might enter myself. I might say far away. I don't know.
I know Dutch McAllister will not be because he's
injured.
I am still suffering from falling through a table, which had nothing to do with the match whatsoever.
That is a true story. The last Millennial show we had on a Saturday, we had one injury, and it wasn't in the ring, and we had a dog collar match that night.
With numerous gallons of blood spilled.
It was a bloody match. That's not the match that had the biggest injury. The biggest injury was Dutch McAllister falling through a table, just waiting for us to set up.
And being mocked by Moon Pants, at the same time. So that's always...
Space Pants, Aaron Nova.
Okay, Aaron Nova.
Shout out to Space Pants, Aaron Nova, for no reason.
Yes, laughing that I fell. So I am Dutch McAllister, along with my tag team colleague
Jordan Pierce Owens,
and we'll see you next time, or listening next time. I'm not sure what we're doing anymore.
Good night, good luck, and we love you more than you'll ever know.
Really? Because I don't really like these people yet.
No, I love them.
Okay, you can love them. I'm indifferent. So have a great day. Bye.
Laser Sharks.